You women should get used to humbling yourselves and approaching men. First, I want to give all praises, honor, glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachak, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles, Elder Bishop of the Great Millstone, who rule well. Peace and blessings to you fellow brothers pushing out this word in truth and sincerity. Coming back with another lesson through the spirit and power, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachak, Wadash. In the opening statement, basically is inspired by this video. I was just watching a couple of minutes of this video, and I was like, man, I gotta do a video on this. All right, especially too, land backing off of the video of the brother that had the brother that had the dream. He had the dream basically of Isaiah 4:1, and how a lot of these Generation Zers, I believe it's Generation Zers, they got sent off the war. The men got sent off the war, and they all got put to death. And then he had another dream some months later, a while later, that connected with that other dream, where all these women, you had tons of women basically running to get with men. And a lot of the women got rejected. Okay. Yeah, because these men are tired of the BS that you women do. Okay, a lot of these women are just evil, wicked vessels. The scriptures talk about there's no wickedness that basically can compare to the wickedness of a woman. And basically, since they've been set up in this society as the prize, they move around and act like they're actually the prize. But in very, 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 very soon, it's actually already happening too on certain levels. Women are starting to have to humble themselves and come up to men. Now, this video here, we're gonna play some of this video, but you're gonna see how everything's been turned upside down, and you're gonna see why men, they don't come up to women no more. Women, they'll give you that eye, they'll stare at you. And that's like the signal to, hey, approach me. But you'll do that and men start approaching you, you start cursing men out. So let's play some of this video, man. This is, you women are going to have to start humbling yourselves, and approaching men, and basically there's a side of the internet where women are basically complaining because no men are coming up to them. But what about, you'll see. Let's play some of this video. We'll get a couple of scriptures. I'm not going to make this too long, Lord's will. All right, let's do it.
Unspoken, yes, you don't approach me. Don't approach me when I look cute. Don't approach me at the gas station. Don't approach me when I look busted down. Like, I think one of the problems that we face now is that for so long as women, as a gender, we've said, don't approach me. Don't approach me when I look cute. Don't approach me at the gas station. Don't approach me when I look busted down. Like, just don't approach. And men have gotten to the point where they're just like, I don't know when to approach you. I'm not sure. Now, in my younger years, right? Because it's been a while since I dated, but in my younger years, you make eye contact with the guy, and it was like an unspoken, yes, you can approach me, like unspoken permission. I don't know if that's happening anymore. I think that at this point, men have just kind of gotten turned away by all of the turndowns. By all of the rejection is the word I'm looking for.
Keep your monkey ass in the house then. God damn, we're human beings, we're social creatures. All this did was fucking spit to your onion head ass. And then if nobody don't send that to you, you'll go out and say, I went out today, these men ain't sending to me. Man, pick a side.
Call me whatever you want, but I've come to the realization that I'm just too big and black in America to be randomly approaching women in public.
And I sped up this video.
Wait, excuse me, guys. So sorry. Would you want to see a magic trick? No, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to her.
You see that you can suck and keep it moving. This is a man, that built up the courage enough to go and talk to some females, and it's on all it's all these Babylonian women, the white woman, the black woman, the Latin woman, all these women, the Latino woman, all these women in Babylon the Great that have, been given that liberty. That have been given that liberty to gad abroad and talk shit and basically control the sexual marketplace, and choose who they want. If they're not just think as a man, every time you go outside, you got 10, 15 women hitting on you. How would that make you feel? Wouldn't that puff you up? And at your discretion, you can turn down any woman, that you want, or you can accept any woman that you want. She can come up to you and get the hell out of it. Get the hell out of here. You had that power. This is the power that these women have. Let me bring out Jeremiah, so you can see how, you know, how big these women heads are, especially if a woman looks good. You know, don't look good, right? You're gonna have men, you know, trying to come to you and talk to you all the time. Again, if just you think, you brothers, every time you went outside, okay, you had, let's say 5, 6, 7, 8 women all trying to approach you, flirt with you, try to get your number, tell you I want to take you on a date. You know, this is their reality. So they've been puffed up so much that it's impossible to get through to them. There's only one demographic that these women really, you know, open up to, and that's, you know, entertainers and rappers and, you know, dope boys. You got to have a certain image. Once they know that you have money, you know, then they'll want to, you know, chase you and talk. It's completely backwards. It's completely messed up. But in the very near future, when all hell breaks loose, you're going to start to see the tides turn. And a lot of these women, they're going to be rejected. Okay. Jeremiah 31:22. How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord has created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. And that's pretty literal. All right. The woman is now held in esteem over the man. Like they'll say that she actually creates life. Women will say, we don't need a man. If I was stranded in the forest, I'd rather be stranded with a bear than a man. So there's been this big push for these women to hate men and to think that they don't need men, when their whole existence, everything that's around them, was created by man. Okay, and you're going to start to soon figure out that, all right, you need a man. It's going to be of the utmost importance in the very near future. All right, so you should get ready. You should get used to humbling yourselves and approaching men. Okay, and you already know the right man. All right, because you approach one of these YNs, you're going to get that YN energy. They're going to get sent off to war. Okay?
And audacity of these girls.
Get the fuck out my face.
See?
Get out my face. Get out my face. Bye.
You see that? You go, and I have this, all brothers have this happen to you. You could have just said, hey, I like your shirt. You could have just been like, you know, been in that nice spirit that they had, your shoes, and get the fuck away from me. No. You're like, damn. You had that happen to you 1 or 2 times. You like, man, to hell with these hoes. And that's basically the sentiment that these men, okay, take. And it's going to be a lot. See, you still have liberty now, but see, a woman like this, when all these men get sent off to war, their baby daddies die, there's a lack of resources, okay, there's death all around them. They're going to try to come to these men, these strong men, especially the black man. They're going to try to come to the black man, and the black man, he going to give you that same energy. He might just put his boot in your face.
This is why I don't like coming outside. Every time I come outside,
and then you got the Latin woman, look like she like Puerto Rican.
I curse one of these guys. No, I don't like calling people but boy, who you talking to? Like, you mad because I don't want you? Why every time when y'all see somebody that can dress, or y'all feel like it's attractive, or whatever the case may be, why do y'all feel like y'all have to talk to everyone? Just leave people alone. That's annoying. Like, then you talking shit like, oh, you ain't all that anyway. I'm not. What's T? Because basically,
you see, these women believe that they're literally all that, because you got a lot of simps out there. You know, you got a lot of simps that will do anything for these women, and, you know, pretty much, you know, inflate these women's egos. You know, they'll inflate their ego. So the white woman, the black woman, the Latino woman, okay, all the Asian woman, any of these women, you know, in here in America, they have an inflated ego. Okay, and you could just, you know, come up to a stoplight, and there's another woman there, and she's like she's already upset that you're in her presence. Like I'm just that I'm that bitch. Okay, well, that's good. That's good. Keep that same energy, because you're gonna have to learn to humble yourself, and you come up to men, because men are stopped talking to you hoes. And see, this is the thing. Right now, again, you still have liberty to go get your Starbucks, go to the movies, talk shit, choose what man, he got to come correct. He got to flash money. You still have that liberty. But very soon, you're not going to have liberty. Your life is going to be on the line. And all these men that you deny, you going to try to come up to them, and they going to deny your ass. But see, it's going to matter then.
You was just trying to talk to me. You mad because I hurt you. Have a nice day.
Why are you trying to talk to me if you're ugly? No, seriously, why are you, trying your best? Do you know what you look like? Go look in the mirror. Actually, don't. The audacity, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why men have such a big audacity these days, but y'all can't pull who you think you can pull. Please humble yourself. Please sit down. I'm so tired of ugly.
She said you need to humble yourself. You ugly men. She tired of it. You need to humble yourself. All right, this chaos goblin. Let's go. That's the apostle Tahar. All right, that chaos goblin. And you men shouldn't be approaching none of these hoes. Now you can do what you want. I ain't saying you can actually do what you want, okay? But really, to hell with these women. Hateful. I mean, you could play the game. There's a precept. Give me a second. Let me just Google it. I believe it's in Proverbs. Okay, yeah, it's in Sirach. Yep, Sirach. I figure it was either Proverbs or Ecclesiasticus, something like that. Right? Let's go back to that statement that this demon said. She's tired of you ugly men, okay, trying to come up to her, approach her, try to talk to her, try to get her number. You have the audacity to come up to her and think you can pull her. Do you know who she is? Right? She's God's gift to the earth. This is what the devil have given Eve, that serpent's juice, that wine. Okay? That you are the pinnacle. And then these men feed into it, because this society, you want a woman. And you got a lot of men that's without women, because these women they got demons on them.
No, seriously, why are you trying your best? Do you know what you look like? Go look in the mirror. Actually, don't. The audacity, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why men have such a big audacity these days, but y'all can't pull who you think you can pull. Please humble yourself. Please sit down. I'm so tired of ugly people hitting on me. Leave me alone. You look like a monster. You're bald. You're over 30. I don't want you. Anyways, y'all, I just like to come out here and say that because it's getting worse. It used to be, a few ugly guys might hit on you here and there, the ones that just had no fear or something. I don't know. But now in 2025, they're coming left and right, thinking that they can get somebody flirting with you, all up in your comments, all up in everything. And I'm just you're ugly.
5 minutes later.
But you see that? You see that? You see, this is actually how social media is, it's demonic, but it's showing us the heart and the intention of man. Okay, when I say man, meaning mankind, it's showing us how these people actually really think, how proudful they are, how exalted they have become. These are low level individuals. These are not even people that have resources that control resources, or have estates and lands, and have ranches with cattle, and that deal with trade between nations, and they don't have any power. It's the most prideful people are the lowest of the lowest of the low, but they think that they are on this high level because America has given them, especially these women, the liberty, okay, to act a goddamn fool. Ecclesiasticus 10, verse 7. Pride is hateful before the Most High and man. The audacity, the calls another, call people ugly and you ugly. You shouldn't be coming to me and talking to me. You have the audacity. Number one, this is a society in which allows you women, okay, to gad abroad. You got everything's tailored towards you. Okay, you got all the hair care and the skin care and get the massages. You can fix yourself up. But what happens when all those things are stripped away from you? And you already know where I'm going, right? What happens when all those things are stripped away from you? Ecclesiastes 10:7. Pride is hateful for the Most High man, and by both does one commit iniquity. Okay, and hey, there's nothing more wicked than a woman. So right then and there, that's obvious, and that's out of the scriptures. You can get mad all you want, but that's what the scriptures say. Okay, but let me go to Isaiah 32, because you're able to spend 3-4 hours in it, fixing yourself up, dolling yourself up just to go outside, right? But what happens when the supply chains break down? Okay, what happens when the food supply breaks down? Okay, you don't have those toiletries, you don't have those feminine products. You smell, you stink. Okay, your hair on your face and your arms and your legs is growing. You can't get those $200, $300, $400 haircuts. Okay, you can't get that hairspray to make everything shine in your skin routine. You got $500 worth of products just for your skin routine. Your skin routine is an hour in the morning. You can't go to that yoga class and go to the gym and keep the body right. What happens when all that is stripped away from you? And see, very soon all that is going to be stripped away from you, and all that pride is going to be stripped away from you. Before I go here, I want to go to Isaiah 13. But this is beautiful. That's great. We get to see their pride, right? We get to see their pride, and then also what? We get to see their destruction. So these women, they're about to catch pure hell. What happens when, all right, the sanitation system shuts down and you can't flush your toilet? Okay, you can't get your pads, you can't get your tampons. Okay, you can't get your razors. Okay, you can't wash your clothes in a washing machine. Okay, you can't just go pick up chicken and beef. Go get a pizza at the grocery store or a restaurant. You can't go to the restaurant. Men are not taking you out on dates. Okay. What happens? What happens? When that happens, then all of a sudden you want to be humble. Then all of a sudden you want to, run to a man for help, and you're the best thing since chocolate milk. And I know I love you, and I love you. Well, these men are going to see right through it, and especially the men of the Lord. Now, you might even want, when that time comes, you might even want that woman. She might, somewhat, look attractive or whatever may be, and you might want her in the flesh. But if the Lord don't want her to be with you, the Lord's going to have it to where you're going to deny that hoe. Okay. And she can go out and then this is the thing. You're going to have options. The men of the Lord are going to have options. Just like the brother in the video, these women were coming by the boatloads, basically saying Isaiah 4:1. That's what the scriptures say. That's the prophecy. Basically saying, just let me be your woman. Let me be your woman. You ain't even got to take care of me. I just want to be your woman. I just want to be under your protection. Right? That's what's coming. Nowadays, you got to come to the woman. You got to approach her the right way. You got to make sure that she's laughing. You gotta be witty. You gotta dress nice. You gotta have the whitest teeth. You gotta have a nice car, right? You gotta have a high level a high level profession. You gotta have a clear skin, glass skin. Your shoes gotta be on point. You gotta be buff, right? You gotta have all these women got all these checklists. You gotta be 6'5". You gotta make $150,000, and then you gotta cater to this dirty hoe. Okay, Isaiah 13:11. And I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity, and you women are wicked. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to see. That woman, she was arrogant. Let's go back. This woman,
left and right.
She's not like a bad looking woman, but she arrogant. What does the scripture say about beauty? It says beauty is vain and favor is deceitful. I believe that's Proverbs the 31st chapter. Okay, but see, the beauty of a woman in this society, it has been amplified, and the woman has been set up on a pedestal to where she's worshipped. This is nothing other than women worship, the Queen of Heaven worship. Yeah, well, yeah, a woman is supposed to be beautiful. A man is supposed to be attracted to a woman. But the wicked elite, they have weaponized that. But see, we're coming into a time of reality where none of that is gonna fucking matter. It's gonna be, what do you bring to the table? To hell with your look. You gonna be looking like hell. Okay? The Lord is going not even the playing field. It's not gonna even be even. It's gonna be totally tipped in our scale. On a higher level than these women. Like these women, everything is catered toward them. All right, but see, all that liberty, it destroys them. So ultimately, it's not good for them to have all this liberty, have all these options to sleep around with all these men. It actually destroys them. Okay? So, but it's tipped in their favor, but on the left-hand side, everything's about to be tipped to our favor on the right-hand side. And we're going to have all the power in our hands. The power to say yay or nay. So you women, you better, and it's another clip, you women better get used to, all right, humbling yourself and approaching men. Okay, you better get used to it. All right, that's gonna be the reality. All right, in the very, very near future, we're actually coming into that. This is the sentiment now. Was I finishing that script? Yeah, I was finishing that script. Let's play.
And that they can get somebody flirting with you, all up in your comments, all up in everything, and I'm just like, you're ugly.
5 minutes later.
I was out with the most beautiful girl the other night, like gorgeous. And she's not intimidating. And she's smiling and blah, blah, blah. And literally, no guys approached us. Like, none.
Serious conversation here. What should a girl do if she sees a guy? I just saw a guy in the training. He was so handsome. And he's looking at me, I'm looking at him, he's looking at me, I'm looking at him. And it's like my stop is about to happen anytime soon. And
yeah, they get these when you gotta be Rico Suave and you gotta the metrosexual look.
I didn't know what to do because I thought, okay, maybe I should just give him my card, but then I didn't have my wallet with me, so it's like like my card with my information.
And you brothers know you be out and about and these women be staring at you, and sometimes you might approach them and it don't go it don't go nowhere, or you just ignore these hoes. Really, they'll be looking at you. Just ignore them. Just ignore them. Focus on the Lord.
And then I'm like, damn, I get, the point is that I get how you guys get nervous because I could never. Yeah, you could never. But you better get used to it. You gonna have to, like you tell the man, you better just come up. You better have some, have some, what do they say? Have some pride about yourself, or have, some confidence. Well, you women better have some confidence. You better roll up. You better say something. Okay? Or not. You don't have to. I'm not telling you women to do shit. You can do whatever the hell you want to do. But the reality of the matter is prophecy is setting in. I decided to let that man go instead of me going up to him and saying, let me give you my number. Do I have to start carrying cards so I can just give my card and dip? Anyways, because really women are afraid of rejection. But see, all the power's in their hand to where they can just reject men, and you know what? It makes them feel good. It's like it's like a peasant that's in the position of a king,
They don't know how to rule properly with balance. Righteous judgment. Okay, the woman is geared by emotions. She can like you 1 minute and she can hate you the next minute, and she's okay with a catch. Hypergamy. She believes she's always searching for the highest level.
Give me some advice.
Ma'am, you had it right. You should have had business cards, but women haven't heard. Women are going to have to put themselves out there and approach men now.
See?
But they look at
Let's
you.
rewind that back a little.
Anyways, give me some advice.
Ma'am, you had it right. You should have had business cards and just walked over and handed it to them, smiled, and walked away. Yes, so you messed up the coverage on that play. But if you and a lot of women haven't heard, women are going to have to put themselves out there and approach men now.
But they look
See
at
that?
you.
Women are going to have to put themselves out there and approach men now, because these men are done with you. Okay? You women have crazy amounts of pride. You're under the man. Let me get a scripture. The audacity. And we gonna get Isaiah 32, because a lot of you women are cooked. Really, you don't even know. Okay, where was I going, man? Corinthians. I think it's like 11. Yep. 1 Corinthians 11 and 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach, or Yahushai. Okay, the head of man, meaning our head, our leader, the one that we follow, is Yahushai. And the head of the woman is the man. All right, the man tells you women what to do. The woman don't run shit. Not a goddamn thing but the household. Okay? And the head of Hamashiach is the Most High. That's the order. Okay? That's the order. Period, point blank. If you don't like that, then who cares? Okay? Everybody must come under the order of Yahweh Shema Shai. Whether you better do it willingly, or it's gonna be done by force. Okay? The Lord is gonna take your ass out. Okay, what Yahushua basically said, those my enemies who would not come down and worship me, bring them hither and slay them before me. So you're gonna see a lot of women be slayed. A lot of women gonna be left out there, because it's not gonna be convenient to be taking on a whole bunch of women in that time. All right, these women are gonna be liability. What can they do? A lot of women can't cook. They can't clean. Their whole idea of a relationship is a man catering to their every need. Why don't you take me on trips? Why don't you buy me things? My friend, her husband gave her boyfriend, her husband gave her money to go shopping. You don't give me no money to go shopping. That's their idea. You catering to them. But when you come home, ain't no dinner done. The house fucking dirty. The kids running fucking rampant, wild. She just has free reign to do whatever the hell she want to do. Okay? But all that's getting ready to stop. And why is that getting ready to stop? Because the Lord is about to turn everything right side up, but he's going to do it through judgment. He's going to do it through violence. He's going to do it through prophecy. Okay, just like the brother that had that dream of Isaiah 4:1. And it's that's the reality of the matter. Let me come down. Let me read a little bit down this way. Verse 7, it says, for a man indeed ought not to cover his head, for as much as he is the image and glory of the Most High, but the woman is the glory of the man. And Esau, he plays on that. All right, because a man, he wants a woman. Okay, that's his glory. And these men, they'll do any and everything for a woman. The scriptures tell you that in Ezra's. They'll steal, they'll kill. How many men that run out of their wits? These men lose their mind over these women. Verse 8, for the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman. See, the man was not created for the woman. Like the woman was set up for the man to take care of her and provide. Yeah, okay. You take care of your woman. I ain't saying don't do that. When you come home, you just beat her. I ain't saying that. But the whole purpose of the woman was actually to be a helpmeet unto the man. Okay, to basically for the man to pop and have children, and for the woman to guide the house. Okay, but see, in this society, the woman thinks that she's liberated and she's in a position that she shouldn't be in, basically. And you can see it. She has no humility. Okay. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. See, and these Christians, they don't want to read this scripture. And neither any of these so-called Bible-fearing women, neither do they take heed to those type of scriptures.
Why is it so many staring me down? Yes. Not one to the right though. Like, you're eyeing me. Like, down me. I know you want me back, but you're just too scared to come up. I don't like that. Be a man and come up to me and say something. Why are we just looking? See, that's what women. That's the nature of a woman. She gets dolled up, right? She gets dolled up. She'll show the cleavage and the abs, all her curves, and she just gets off on men lusting after her. And then you'll come up to these nappy headed hoes, and they'll play games. But this is why men are not. This is why men are not approaching, and now these women are mad about that. So it's always the man's fault. If he do approach, you mad because he ugly or he broke, or you don't want him to come to you. The audacity, he don't have game. His clothes, you didn't like his outfit. You didn't like he had a hat on. He wore a do-rag that day. He had lint on his shirt. He had a scuff mark on his shoes. So that's the reason why you curved him. But then now men are not coming up, and you getting dolled up, and you getting dressed up, and then men are looking at you, but then they not approaching you. So it's always the man's fault. It's never the responsibility of the woman. The woman, she takes no fault in the matter. She's just a delicate creature, God's gift to the earth. Are you a girl or a boy? They like boys.
What's up with men? I don't know. I wanted to ask you. Men don't come up and ask or talk to you anymore.
Maybe we should have a man on and ask him what that's like. Why don't they do that?
A dating expert. Is there a dating expert man that would like to come on this podcast?
Well, guys, it looks like these women are still looking for answers and trying to find solutions.
These women are dildo heads. They're bimbos. Really, that your average woman, 99.99.99% is a bimbo. Okay? The Lord has not imparted unto her understanding. He has not given her wisdom. This is why she needs to be under the confines of a righteous man. Okay, you see how the serpent has given these women liberty, and what do you see? You see major, especially in the so-called black community, major Pookies and Ray Rays killing each other. A lot of these so-called black Hispanic men are sodomites. Okay, a lot of them are simps. Okay, a lot of them are just good for nothing. Menaces to society. And the so-called black Hispanic Native American community is riddled with STIs, sexually transmitted infections, diseases. Okay, hell of them are in the jail. This is under the leadership of the woman, right? This is under the leadership of the woman. See, the man, he ain't shit. Men are not needed. But then why are you raising these YNs and they with no father, and they just crashing out? So it's really been under the leadership of the woman. Everything has degenerated. So now men are tired of you hoes, man. Really. The scriptures talk about how the woman she's snares and net. That's what's on her. The snares and nets. She gonna suck you dry. She a succubus. She gonna suck you dry. Okay, and then she gonna go to the next after she can't get nothing else out of you.
To this new generational question: why men are not approaching women anymore?
Black men are not approaching women anymore.
Yeah, especially like you, the black woman. Okay, the black man is not approaching, especially you black women. He might look at you, but then he like, okay, yeah, she got a nice little figure on her. She nice, but
to hell with that attitude. You like, nah, I don't even want to. That's how the man think. I don't even want to deal with that attitude. I already know her. She just got a stink ass attitude, you know. And she probably got 20, 30 other niggas that already hit.
But I kind of see why. At first, I was going with the narrative of like, they want princess treatment, they didn't lost their confidence, their leadership. There's a TikToker guy that explained it in a different sense. He's a tall, strong black man. He was saying that he doesn't go up to women anymore because women, we are typically concerned about our safety.
Call me whatever you want, but I've come to the realization that I'm just too big and black in America to be randomly approaching women in public. First of all, y'all don't even really want to be bothered for real, and I get that because I'm the same way.
He did it. He went, you know, black man, tall, got the look, and he went, you know, I need a one, you know. You start approaching women, and he came to the conclusion that it's fucking bullshit. And a lot of men that, you know, all these so-called pickup artists, the PUAs, and, you know, dudes that, you know, so-called got riz and that are really good with females. Really, if you talk to them, they say it's really doesn't even go nowhere. It's really a waste of your time. You should be focused on other things. Like brothers in the truth, you should be focused on getting these precepts. Okay, you should be focused on the breakdowns. You should be focused on doing videos, not chasing after these nasty hoes. Okay, these women are gonna have to learn to humble themselves and come up to men. That's the reality that we're actually starting to witness. Okay.
Mind my business. Besides, with how
you might go out, you know, and then a woman she'll approach you and start and buy you drinks because these dudes are tired. They're not dealing with your shit. You cater to this hoe and come on, man, take her on a date, and then you're not gonna even get no box, and then she playing games, but she give it up to a nigga that ain't shit, that just in and out of jail. Okay, the baby probably not even yours.
Women talk about how much they fear for their safety around men. I ain't really trying to scare nobody. So basically, at this point, if she doesn't make it painfully obvious that she wants me to talk to her, it doesn't really matter what your attraction level is. I'll respectfully keep it pushing and let God take the wheel.
That's what I'm talking about. This shit means something to me, man.
Tall, strong black man. He was saying that he doesn't go up to women anymore because women, we are typically concerned about our safety. We don't want to be approached because we don't really know what you want. Just all in all, we're on a defense because we don't know if it's a threat or not. There's so much going on in the world. And so for that perspective, I kind of get it. I still think the attempt should be out there, and perhaps men can do a better job at showing themselves to be safe.
See, at the end of the day, she agreed with the Jake, but then she flipped it back and said, you know what, I think you men still should do better. Well, you hoes, you're going to have to do better. You're going to have to come up. You're going to have a bag on you. You're going to have to be giving gifts. Okay, you're going to have to bow down. You're going to have to beg. And you know what? It's going to be at our discretion if we want to take you or not. One of your eyebrows might be off, you know, bigger than the other. You know, your hair might not be long enough. Okay, you might not have a good shape. Or we could just see into your spirit and just deny your ass. You might be too black.
Safe, being more mindful of how they're approaching the certain language that they're using. But ultimately, like, I don't know exactly how that feels to do something like that because I'm not a black man. As a black woman, it kind of sucks because it's like, yeah, we want y'all to approach us though. And we want to be safe. What y'all think? What's the solution? Like, how can we make this
the solution is America destroyed, the Edomites in captivity, all nations under captivity under Yahushai, and order being established on the earth. Nobody wants to hear that. That's the actual remedy. Like these people, they'll go to the doctor and they want the doctor to perform a miracle by giving them a pill or cutting something out of them, a surgery. When the actual remedy is to change your diet, okay, to take the herbal medicine, all right, to exercise, to have a positive mindset, to pray. That's the actual remedy, but that take long. That's too long for these people. It's painful. You have to have restrictions. You have to have discipline. You have to be consistent, right? So here it is, the remedy. Well, let me get that in Sirach, the 10th chapter. It talks about, all right, the physician cut it off a long disease. This is a long disease. Nothing's getting better. Everything is getting worse. Because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And the same argument is being, it's like you Jakes are just going in a circle. When the scriptures is in the answer. You women humbled the fuck down. But you're not going to do that. And I get it. And that's okay. This is Sirach. But Brothers are having dreams of these women doing that very thing that we're saying now. Humbling themselves, begging. And they're not going to work. They're not going, oh, your hair, you don't have a hair, you don't have an edge up. Or you're only 5'8", brothers that are shorter. You're only 5'8". Or you don't have the latest designer shoes. Or your car is not a nice car. Okay? Or you don't have perfect straight teeth. They're not, they're not going to be worrying about that. Okay, the Lord is going to dwindle their options. And a lot of these women, they're going to be set up to be denied at the end and be destroyed. Okay, and that's a beautiful thing. Sirach 10:10, the physician cutteth off a long disease. That's Yahweh Shai. The answer to all the problems of the earth, okay, is Yahweh Shai coming back, destroying the wicked. That's the answer. And setting everything back into order. But see, as the scripture say in John the 3rd chapter, men love darkness rather than light. They still arguing, trying to figure out how can we fix this. You got all these single women that actually want a man, but then they don't even want a man. The physician cutteth off a long disease, and he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die. And that's Esau. He's in the power position right now. All right, but very soon he's getting ready to be taken out of that power position. And you women are getting ready to go right back under the man, and you're going to love it. You're going to actually love it. Okay? You're going to understand why you need to be under the man. And you ain't got it, but Esau, he has inflated your head. Okay, let's play a little bit more of this. I'm going to get Isaiah 32 and, maybe Isaiah 4:1. We read that scripture. We know that scripture, right? But it's going to come to pass because you're going to have war, or you're going to have the complete collapse of society. You already see how they're polarizing this thing with Captain Kirk. Okay, the shooting, the so-called political assassination. Well, he wasn't even in politics. Okay, he was an activist, a so-called podcaster. What about all the Jake's political and human rights activists, civil activists that got shot? You didn't have this big uproar. Okay, because this is being used as a tool, all right, to censor your ass. Okay, to take away certain talking points, to control the narrative, and ultimately to bring you into more of a digital trace and track system, where everything that you say is going to be traced and tracked, and you won't actually have a tracking, a digital CHIP inside you. That's the ultimate goal. So the elites, they want the gender war. They feed into the gender war. They don't want the man and the woman to be, at one with each other. That's why them Arabs, they fight so hard tooth and nail against Esau, because Esau literally coming there and saying, "Hey, you women, you could be free. Let's go to college. You liberate yourself." And when you go to these colleges, who do you see? You see nothing but women. It's probably like 70-80% women that be going to these colleges. So-called getting educated. Which is pretty much indoctrinated.
Be better for everybody involved.
And guys, you should go see a lot of women up under this man's post that he made regarding this, where they're telling him that, oh, you can approach us, but other men can't. So that's just another way of saying what we've been saying. These women are only complaining because they want the men that they be.
And these hoes is full of shit. The scripture said, never trust thy enemy, right? Let's give Micah. Because the woman really, she's the enemy. Okay, until she proves otherwise, and then you still don't trust her ass. Okay. Only one we gonna trust is Yahweh Shemel Shai. Okay. If you women, you stay with us, hey, that just means you were part of the elect. If you don't, well, we have scriptures like, remember Lot's wife. Okay. And she was doing good. Lot was doing good in Sodom. All right. And she looked back. She wanted to, live that lifestyle. So the Lord, basically dried her ass up. And that's pretty much the future of a lot of you women. And a lot of you women that so-called sisters, you're going to be dried up. Unless you humble yourself. Okay? Micah 7:10. Then she that is my enemy. See? So the woman ultimately is the enemy. And you got to look at these women like that. All right? The moment you let your guard down, that's when she gonna strike. She just like the serpent. Her and the serpent are buddies. And shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is the Lord thy power? Yeah, you have certain women that, left you because, what you were into. And see, those women, they're going to have the worst punishment. Because really, when you look at it, it don't even matter what you believe in. A woman going to leave you. You can be an entertainer, a woman will leave you. You can be the top man of the world, that woman's still going to leave you. But these women that left brothers that are in the truth, and have that sentiment, where's the Lord thy power? Oh, you was talking about all this, I ain't seeing nothing. Where's all the progress? You always with them men. Why you gotta go out? Let's read it. My eyes shall behold her. Yeah, we're gonna see these women that left us, that talk shit. The Lord is gonna actually allow us, even if she's in a different state right now, the Lord is gonna actually allow us to see her destruction. My eyes shall behold her, now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. A lot of these women, they're gonna be trodden down. And when shit breaks down, hey, these sexually deprived men, these freaks that's addicted to adult videos online, and every time they try, they see a nice looking woman in public and they getting the cold shoulder and they burning all the goddamn time. And then society breaks down and ain't nobody coming to save you. Oh, they gonna have a field day with you women. And it's not gonna just be one man. They gonna be shackled. They gonna shackle your ass up. And this is already happening. But it's gonna be on a large scale. They're gonna be shackling your ass up, and they gonna be going to town. Okay? And then once they're done with you, they probably just gonna put you, unalive you and eat you. Okay? And this is why you're going to have these other women, they're going to be searching for men. I need to get with a man of the Lord. I need to get with a man of the Lord. And then you're going to come, all right? You're going to roll up and put, and try to humble yourself. And the Spirit is going to say, to hell with that hoe. Okay? You independent, right? You strong. You strong and independent. Go fight off the marauders. You don't need a man, right? You want a man, but you don't need a man. Well, have that same energy. It's gonna be beautiful. Okay, it's gonna be beautiful. These women, and it bother me. You go to these holes, and it's obvious that, look, man, just never trust your enemy. Never trust these women. Okay. These women gonna have to roll up. They're gonna have to humble themselves. They're gonna have to roll up on us. Okay. And look at us like the prize. Because we are the prize. I should make a man more precious than fine gold. Okay. The Lord's gonna make it clear and obvious who he's dealing with. And what's gonna separate, the time that we're coming into now is it's gonna be life and death. You're going to actually need it's going to be of the utmost importance that you're going to need, a man of the Lord.
Being attractive, approaching them, not the average guy.
So I saw this video the other day, and I thought it was so funny because I related to it so much. There was a woman, and she was out with her friends, and she was like, someone better hit on me tonight. I'm sick of this. And I was like, man, I feel you so much. Because I never get hit on in person. Like, I get a lot of messages online and stuff, and I'm single, so I'm on dating apps, but just like at the grocery store, men don't just come over and say hi, like, how are you doing? They don't do that anymore. And so when I do meet...
Yeah, hi, and how you doing? And you'll deny the man. You'll have an attitude, man, look, man, to hell with these women. I'm going to say it like that. That's the spirit you got to be in. Isaiah 32:9. Right, I'm tired of listening to these hoes, so we going to wrap it up. Isaiah 32:9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. See, these women are careless. They literally live in a carefree society. Their whole waking moment, their whole waking existence is how can life give them pleasure? That's the whole existence of a woman, is pleasure. Which I get it. That's But hey, that's why is the scripture saying, "Rise up, you women that are at ease. Hear my voice." Yeah, the message goes out to the man, but it also goes out to you women, the sisters. Shalom, brother. Good video. The water for the edification. And then you got these women throwing up scriptures. So they still on the comment board. They still on the comment board throwing precepts. Sit your ass down. But again, we're dealing with individuals that have had so much liberty, and nobody's rebuked them. Nobody has raised a voice at the woman. Everybody comes to her rescue. Well, when shit breaks down, when there's a lot of perplexity, okay, there's a lot of confusion, there's a lack of resources, all right, nobody's going to come to your rescue. Not even the so-called white man. He's not going to even come to your rescue. The one that you love so much, that's protecting you. You say you don't need a man, but the so-called white man, he's your man. He's making sure you get home safe. He's making sure if there's a problem, you can call him. He'll roll up and he'll beat your man up, beat your boyfriend or your husband up. If your husband raise his hand at you or says something crazy to you, he'll come and grab his ass up and put him in jail, sit his ass down, and make him go through domestic violence classes. Okay, he'll say, hey, do you wanna what is it called? What's that shit called? A restraining order? You want a restraining order? Here's child support. Here's alimony. Don't worry, go live your best life. Go do it to another sucker. But all that's getting ready to break down. Okay, we're getting ready to come into the final stages of prophecy, where even Esau can't help your dirty ass. Okay? Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled. Yeah, there's going to be, Jacob's trouble. You women going to be in trouble, but just in general, the world is going to be in trouble. We read in Isaiah 13, the Lord said he will punish the world for their iniquity. All right, so the world is going to be in actual trouble. These women going to be in trouble. And guess what? When shit break down, you're going to have the Moabite woman rolling up. Okay? You're going to have the Japhite woman rolling up. You're going to have the white woman rolling up. Okay? The Ammonite woman rolling up. The Cushite woman rolling up. They're going to be rolling up. So really the Israelite man don't need none of you so-called Israelite sisters. Now it's set up for sisters to be delivered if they continue in the faith, meaning they're only really all what's required of them is to follow what their husbands say. You know, even if she's unbelieving wife, unbelieving woman, she can be delivered because of the belief of her husband, the faith of her husband. Okay. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loin. That's going to be literal. You're not going to have all the tight ass dresses and the jeans and the cardigans and the sundresses and the skirts and the booty shorts. Okay, and the shirts with the open buttons so you can see the cleavage, and you're not going to have the shea butters. Okay, and the hair products and the lotions and the razors. And, you know, you can pluck your eyebrow and your mascara and your blush. They shall lament for the teats, the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. You're not going to have the wine and the Moscato. Okay? You're not going to be able to go to the French restaurant. Shit, your ass is not going to even be able to go to Chick-fil-A. The chicken sandwich is going to be done. You know, these women love Chick-fil-A. The chocolate. Remember, all this shit chocolate gets imported. All this shit getting ready to stop. The laundry detergent and the soaps. You like the black soap, African black soap. Okay, you're not going to even be able to get Irish Spring. So you're going to be stinking. Your hair is going to be a mess. Okay? You're not going to have none of your antidepressants. You're not going to have none of your lice medicine. Mainly for, the white woman. But the black woman, she ain't gonna have none of that grease and them weaves. You're not gonna be able to have. You ain't gonna have no wigs. Wigs are gonna be a hot commodity. Y'all gonna be recycling wigs in that day. Okay, you're not gonna have none of the wig glue. You're gonna be looking a hot mess. They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vines. You're gonna lament for the good old days. Let me just end in Isaiah 4. You really got to go Isaiah 3 because it tells you why this is going to happen. Isaiah 4:1. The title here is "A Remnant Prepared." Yeah, because the Lord has a remnant of women that's going, be delivered. That's going to be rolling up on the men of the Lord, begging, crying, humbling themselves. Isaiah 4:1. And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, and 7 just means completion. Means it could be 20 women. And if any of those 20 women that you have in your stable got a problem with you having more than one woman, it's very easy. She can leave. See, you women that are with brothers now, you might, just, be the only wife. You a so-called believer. You're expendable. Ain't nothing promised that you're gonna be there. You're expendable. You got a problem. Well, there's gonna be 7 other women that's gonna take your place. That man can have 50 women, and you gonna be thankful that you're one of them. Okay, just like we are thankful that we're called. We're not fully chosen yet. All right, but we're thankful that the Lord, he has opened up our minds to understand this truth. Okay, out of how many souls down here on the earth have we got this opportunity? So you women better be highly grateful that you get this opportunity to be even in the presence of one of the men of the Lord. Okay, and that's going to be very evident when the Lord shows who he's dealing with. Okay, he's gonna give spiritual powers to these men. It's gonna you gonna bug the hell out. It's like you gonna see a Michael Jordan or a Chris Brown. They can pop lock and they can dunk. Now this is gonna be real shit. It ain't gonna be no catching a football, a basketball, or singing. This is gonna be real shit. Okay. Somebody's about to die, and the man, he can bring somebody back to life. Okay, the troops coming in, and the Lord put the spirit on them to make them troops, take them out. And then ultimately, that hedge of protection that's going to be on him and his household. Could you imagine the way that Noah's wife looked at him? Because it don't speak about Noah, Noah's wife, and his 3 sons, and their wives. It don't speak about them. But you can only imagine how they viewed those men. Like, man, out of all women on the earth, I get to be, so that's how it's gonna be. You're gonna look at that man like, damn, I hit the jackpot. But see, these women, they perceive themselves to be the jackpot. You ain't the jackpot. Okay, you're not the prize. The man is the prize. Okay, and let me just bring that out. Oh no, did I finish this? And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Because it's going to be very reproachful in that day, you not having any protection. And you're gonna know for sure that you need a man for protection. Okay, Isaiah 13, and then we'll just wrap it up. Isaiah 13:12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. Okay, which is the most precious gold. Okay, that's what a man of the Lord is going to be in the very near future. And you women, see, like she got the eyebrows done, she got the makeup on, she got the hair done, you know, she, you know, take all that shit off. Morning breath. Okay? Ain't nobody gonna want this attitude. Okay? And you look like you pretty much in your 30s, you old. You an old maid. All right, it really is too late for a lot of you women. All right, I'm gonna close it there. I'm gonna give all praises, honor, glory to Yahweh Shai. Until next time, shalom to the elect.